Guys, welcome back to my channel. Don't I sound wonderful? As you all know, this is Betty, believe it or not. I am not sick, as in sick or anything like that. It's just that time of year that I lose my voice because here in Florida, it has been cold at night and hot during the day. So you have to have the heat on at night and the AC on during the day. And this is what it does. So I lose my voice this time of year and again about April. So not sick, but just wanted to let you guys know that so that you weren't concerned about that. What I wanted to do, as long as my voice will hold out, I was coming on here, number one, to show you this paper collection that I just did and just listed it in my Etsy, and I will have a link to it below. And then we are going to make a very quick, super easy ephemera project using it. And when I say super easy, it really does not get any easier than that. So let's go ahead and let's just get right into the paper. And so this is the country, I think it's grungy country checks, because as you know, a lot of the country patterns have the red and white stuff like this. So it is, it's got the beige and red and the heart. So I have this one. And then we have that same pattern all grunged up. I love. And then I have it like this. And again, I grunged it up. I couldn't help myself. And so this one is very similar to the first one, except the lines are going straight down instead of diagonal. So we have that one, as well as the grunge. And the same thing with the bigger hearts here. It's very similar to this one here. I just have the lines going straight down rather than diagonal. So we have that one. And then we have it grunged up. And so with this being the beige color, this will look good in just about any kit. And then the red. I love the red. So we have the diagonal small heart pattern, and then we have it grunged. Look how pretty. I love it. Then we have the larger hearts diagonal, and we have them grunged up as well. Then I have the smaller hearts. Look how pretty that is. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And then we have that page grunged up. And then we have the larger hearts, and we have it grunged up. So this kit is 16 pages. And right now, I think my losing my voice got to my head. All of my digitals in my shop are 50% off right now. Guys, that's insane. Okay, so let's get right in with the project. I will show you the one I have made. Now, I did do these little tags. I have not finished them, or not tags. These are like journal cards. I just put the paper on some manila cardstock, sewed around them. This one I put that little burlap lace ribbon along the top. I haven't inked them or anything. I was just doing that. So in this little booklet per se can be sewn right into a junk journal. And so you would have this one on one side of the page and this on the other. It has the pocket here, and I have a little card stuck down in it. And then I have a pocket here and a little card stuck down in it. I just put a couple of little pieces of embellishment. Then we have a tag on this front side. And look at that bow. Doesn't it look like I know how to tie good bows? There's a trick. I'll show you that too. And then I just put that on the back of some craft cardstock. I have not even inked it yet. So we've got that tag. And then on this one, I've done the beige. Same thing with that bow. And just backed it onto some craft cardstock. So let's show you how easy this is to make. I'm going to set this up here to the side, or to the top. I'm going to set this to the side for now. We will use those. And I am just getting a piece of coffee dyed paper. Excuse me, this is 8.5 by 11. You can do this with a 12 by 12. You can do it with whatever. And so I am just, this is my measuring. I'm just folding it up. That's all I'm doing, just making sure that I've got it folded straight. Now, if you want to measure and score, absolutely you can. I just don't feel like doing it. And then the other thing I'm going to do, because we are, and I seen this on, God, I don't know who the lady was. I will see if I can go back through my history and find where she did this. She's not in the U.S. though, so, but I'll try and find her video and link it below. So the one thing I've done, I folded down a little more because we are putting this card in and out. And so I'm going to come right here and I'm just going to fold this down again, just to give me that little added strength there. Okay, and then this is how you create the pockets for the tag. You just take and fold this over and just go all the way to that fold line there and then fold it. Guys, how much easier does it get? And then just score that. And now I'm just going to take and I'm just going to fold that in half, lining it up there. And as you can see, we're already that much done. Now the one thing I will do, I am going to open that up right there. And right here where this part folds up, where it's going to be so chunky, I am just going to cut a small little bead out. And that's just so that it'll fold a little better. So now when I fold it, I'm not going to have all of that bulk there. Now the other thing I'm going to do, I am going to go ahead and cut. Now on this one, I only cut the little pull in this side. I think I'm going to do the same thing on these. But because this is just regular cardstock or regular copy paper, it is a little tricky to get that hole punched. So I am just going to pull a little piece of cardstock to put right there. And I am just going to take my little circle punch. And I'm just punching just a little bit out. I don't want a lot, just enough that you can see it there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And that cardstock just helps my my hole punch to actually go through that thin copy paper. Okay, so now that I have that done, the next thing I want to do is I just want to grab my glue and I'm going to glue these little flaps down. You don't need a whole lot of glue on it because it's, you know, it's going to hold it pretty good. Let me glue this one down. Okay, now you could glue this down if you wanted to, but when you glue it down, you're going to lose a little bit of your inside pocket, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to take a little thin strip of glue right here, and then another thin strip of glue right here, and then I'm just going to fold that over. Make sure that it doesn't leak out, and close your pocket up. And I just need to do the same thing on this side. And then fold it over. And I mean, it's done, honestly. You know, now we're going to ink it and, you know, put some stuff on it. But that's it. That's the end as far as making the pocket. That's all you have to do. So let's go ahead and ink it. And I probably should have inked these before I glued them down, but that's okay. We will work around it. So I am just going to ink everything up. Again, you don't have to ink. I just like the way that it looks. You can do this with scrapbook paper. You can do this with really anything. It's just a super easy pocket flip. It'll make it really cute in any of your journals. I'm going to attempt to ink those top things around the pocket without pilling it up. So we'll see. I really should have thought about it before, but I'm not thinking. Just want to make sure they're down good. I'm going to ink right there a little bit. And then I'm just going to ink the back some. And I don't know what is on that paper. Looks like it got into the other ink pad over there, but it's going to be okay. Alright, so now what you can do on this cover is you can either cover it with like the cardstock like I did. You can put book page on it. You can leave it as is. There's just so much that we can do. So let's just, let's see what we have here. Let's cover this one maybe with this. So let's measure. Okay, so my little pocket looks to be a little shy of 5.5 by about 3. So let's go ahead and cut this. And guys, I'm so sorry about my voice. I truly apologize, but I felt bad. I have a video that I was supposed to upload today, and I didn't. Okay, so we got that. So this is going to be our width. So we need this to be 5.5, and that may be a little too wide, but we'll cut it down if we need to. And I'm just trimming the top off of that. And so I'm going to do this just a little shy of 3. Just so that I have a little bit of room. Now let's see how this fits. Okay, so it's a little too long, so let's cut that off because I want to bring it below that that little thumb pull. So I'm just going to cut. I am not measuring, not at all. I just cut some of it off there just to see. And I think we can work with that. I don't know. I'm going to cut just another little sliver off. It probably would help if I measured, but I just don't feel like it. So I'm just doing it my crazy way. You can tear it as well. I am going to round my edges. Okay, let's ink this up, and probably what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do maybe decorate the front side or put this on the front side because, you know, I may end up actually gluing this down into a journal. And then, but that way y'all don't have to listen to my voice that long. Okay, so that looks good. So let's glue that down. Just making sure I get along the edges really good. Okay, and the other thing you need to do, and you guys know me, my hearts are going this way, so I need to make sure that I'm putting it the right direction. Okay, so we have that, and you know, of course, we can always build up and add more to it. But right now, what we're going to do is work on the tag. And I think I may have some more craft cardstock down here. Let me see. I'm just looking to see what I have down here. I have, I don't know what that is. Oh, and I also have this. This was off of that ephemera pack that I bought that Tuesday morning. We might use that too. Alright, so I think this tag is too big. It looks like it might be. So you just want to kind of, I know that my pocket, well, actually no, it fits. Let's use it. Okay. Well, that worked a little better than I thought. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this to the back of this cardboard, chipboard, whatever it was that come with that ephemera that I got. I am using Fabri-Tac on this because that is a shiny paper, and I want to make sure that it sticks. Now, I probably shouldn't have put this much glue because I probably should have went around and sewed it when I got done, but by the time I feel like sewing it, it will have had plenty of time to dry and be fine. Okay, so I'm just lining that up as best as I can. Making sure I got it all lined up, and I do. And now I am just going to cut around that tag. And I don't know that I am going to actually decorate the tag. I will show you guys how to tie that fancy looking ribbon. We'll do that. Just trim up the bottom there because I didn't get that even. Look how cute that turned out. Wow. I'm glad I saved that. Okay, so I will ink it. And I probably will go back in and, you know, before I'm actually finished with the tag, I probably will go back in and sew it. And now I'm just grabbing my crocodile because it's got a good, that's what I use for my hole punch. And so I'm just punching my hole in it. And here's the trick for the ribbon. Okay, so you're going to cut you a piece, I don't know, 6-7 inches. And we're going to pull that through. And we're just going to tie it one time. Like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take some more of that ribbon. And it looks really good if it's a wider ribbon. And I'm just going to wrap it a few times around my fingers to get, and I'm building my loops right now. And we're going to say that's enough. And so I'm just going to cut it. Now I'm going to take that, just like that. I'm going to set it right there. And then I am going to pull these pieces up, the strings, the little tails that were left hanging from where I tied that ribbon onto the tag. And now, voila, check it out. Look at that, guys. Looks almost like I know what I'm doing, and I don't. And then I am going to put a little bit of glue right there to hold it together. And, you know, at this point, if you wanted to, you could put some little charms on here. You could do anything like that. And so I have this bow. And remembering what poor Rachel went through with her washi thing, I might better call this a faux bow or something. Don't want nobody getting upset with me. Now, I probably did not have to do that second thing, but, you know, I'm just not thinking good, so I did. I think it would have looked better if I just left the one, but... And so I'm just trimming up that area. And there we go, guys. Look at that. Look at that. How cute. It looks like I know how to tie a bow. And so now, as you see, that tag just slides right down in there. And then, let's see, do I have a journal card I can put in here? Sure, I have something. I do. Look at here. I have two of them right here. So let's go ahead and ink them up. I could glue some coffee dyed paper on the back of these, and I may end up doing that. I'm not going to do it tonight because my voice is going. So I'm going to have to get on off of here. But I wanted to show you guys just how easy this is. This makes great flat mail. You can send this to somebody. You can put this in your journals. There's so much you can do with this little idea here. It's endless as to what all you can do with it. So get you a piece of paper and make you some of these, you know, and these would be great to have stuck somewhere out of the way so that whenever you're doing your journals, you can just pull them. They took just a matter of minutes to make, and you see how cute they turn out. They turn out very cute. This is great. Like if you're giving somebody a gift card at Christmas, you could stick a gift card down in there. Homemade little Christmas card, birthday cards, anything like that. So make sure you go over to my shop as well. Check out the new paper collection, and I will link this below. So make sure you grab yours while it is 50% off. It is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love the country theme. So yeah, so get over there, grab your copy of this, get you some paper, make you some of these, and if you do, let me know. I would love to know. And I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, as long as I have a little bit of a voice. So talk to you later, guys. Bye.